When nothing is going your way, when doors slam in your face, when plans crumble in your hands, when it feels like the universe itself is against you, listen closely, because this is the moment that will define your life. Do not run from the silence. Do not fight the storm with mere human strength, and do not allow frustration to steal your vision. God is not absent in your struggle. God is not silent in your trial. In fact, when life seems impossible, when every effort is met with resistance, it is God's hands that are shaping you, molding you, preparing you for the greatness that no one else can see. Understand this deeply. The very moments when nothing goes right are the moments God is quietly laying the foundation for your breakthrough. You may be tired. You may be defeated. You may be asking yourself, why? Why now? Why me? These questions are not a sign of weakness. They are the echoes of a heart being tested. God does not test you to punish you. God tests you to awaken the power within you that has been dormant. Do not measure your life by the ease of your days. Do not judge your future by the failures of today. Every closed door, every unexpected obstacle, every delay is a sign that God is moving pieces that you cannot see. Trust that what God is doing is greater than what you can imagine. When you feel alone, it is God who is closer than ever. When you feel rejected, it is God who is your defender. When the world turns its back, it is God who holds your future in His hand. Do not underestimate the quiet power of surrender. Too many fight against life with anger, bitterness, and frustration. And in doing so, they push away the very hand of God that wants to lift them. There is power in stillness. There is a strength in silence. And there is a victory in trusting God when the path is invisible. Learn to lean into God's timing. Learn to align your heart with God's will. This is the secret that transforms despair into triumph. Do not despair when doors close, because closed doors are often God's protection. There are situations you are not ready for. There are people who will bring destruction if they enter your life too soon. And there are paths that are not yours to walk. God sees what you do not see. God knows the hidden dangers and the unseen consequences. Every rejection, every delay, every no is a shield, a redirection, a divine pause to preserve your destiny. Instead of asking why something is denied to you, ask God what He is preparing you for. Ask God what He is strengthening you to overcome. Your mind may be focused on the loss, but your heart must be fixed on God's purpose. When you feel powerless, remember that God's power works in the weakness of man. Your inability is not the limitation. It is the stage on which God's strength will be displayed. Those who succeed by their own strength often fall when the storm comes. But those who rely on God rise unshakable, untouchable, unstoppable. Do not be afraid to admit your weakness, because in that admission, God's strength descends. Do not be ashamed to say, I cannot, because in that moment, God says, I can. Your struggle is not the end. It is the proving ground. The furnace of hardship is refining you, purifying you, preparing you for the glory that is to come. When nothing goes your way, do this. Surrender fully. Lay down your plans, your expectations, your desire to control, and place everything in the hands of God. Trust that God is weaving a tapestry too magnificent for you to comprehend. The threads of failure, disappointment, and rejection are not mistakes. They are divine strokes, painting the masterpiece of your life. Stop fighting. Stop pushing. Stop arguing with the circumstances that are beyond your control. Instead, open your heart to God's guidance. Open your spirit to God's wisdom. Open your eyes to the hidden opportunities that arise from what seems like a defeat. And as you wait, as you trust, as you surrender, do not be idle. Do not confuse patience with passivity. Use this time to grow, to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your character, and to deepen your faith. Pray with intensity, with hunger, and with expectation. Speak to God as if your breakthrough is already on the way, because your faith is the channel through which God's power flows. Every day that you wake up, thank God for the trials as much as for the blessings, because in every struggle, God is building resilience, courage, and wisdom that no ease could ever produce. Do not let despair become your companion. Despair is the enemy's lie, a shadow that tries to convince you that God has abandoned you. But despair has no power over those who anchor their hearts in God. When you feel lost, speak to God. When you feel weak, rely on God. When you feel betrayed, trust in God's justice. There is a promise in God that cannot be shaken, a plan in God that cannot fail, a power in God that cannot be matched. The moment you fully embrace this truth, the impossible begins to bow before you. Your mind will tell you to give up. Your emotions will scream that it is hopeless. The world will mock your persistence. But listen closely. God's timing is perfect. God's plan is flawless. The very thing you are waiting for, the blessing, the breakthrough, the miracle is already on its way. And the waiting is not punishment. The waiting is preparation. The waiting is refinement. The waiting is God moving behind the scenes, arranging, positioning, and elevating you beyond what your eyes can see. Do not be afraid of storms, for storms reveal God's power. Do not fear opposition, for opposition strengthens your resolve. Do not tremble at the pressure, for pressure is God's instrument to expand your capacity. Life will test you, circumstances will challenge you, and people will disappoint you. But none of this can undo the purpose that God has placed in your life. Nothing can prevent the hand of God from moving for you. Nothing can stop the favor of God from reaching you. Nothing can silence the destiny that God has written for you. When nothing is going your way, take deliberate steps to refocus on God. Seek His wisdom, seek His direction, and seek His presence. Do not allow your vision to be clouded by temporary setbacks. Do not allow fear to block the flow of God's promises. Open your spirit, expand your faith, and release the grip of doubt. Speak boldly to God and speak boldly to your circumstances, for faith declares what is not yet seen. Faith creates what the eyes cannot yet perceive. Faith aligns your heart with God's power. Remember this, God does not waste struggle. God does not overlook suffering. Every tear, every heartbreak, every lonely night is noted in the kingdom of God. Nothing is meaningless. Nothing is in vain. Your struggle today is the testimony tomorrow. Your pain is the platform for your glory. Your waiting is the preparation for your victory. Keep walking, keep trusting, and keep believing. Even when the world says no, even when doors remain closed, even when your path seems unclear, God's hand is guiding, protecting, and elevating you. You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. You are not abandoned. God's light is shining on you even when darkness surrounds you. God's favor is upon you, even when rejection knocks at your door. God's power is within you, even when weakness tempts you to surrender. Stand firm, hold fast, and do not give up. Rise above the frustration. Rise above the disappointment. Rise above the delay. Let God be your shield, your sword, and your guide. Let God turn your trial into triumph, your setback into setup, and your loss into legacy. Every moment you feel stuck, remember that the roots of your breakthrough are growing deep in unseen soil. Every challenge you face is a step toward the mountain that God has set before you. Every closed door is a signal that the right door, a door filled with God's blessings and purpose, is about to open. The very pressure you feel is the pressure of God lifting you higher. The very weight you carry is the weight that prepares you for wings. Do not despise the waiting. Do not despise the struggle. Do not despise the season in which nothing seems to work. For it is God's hand at work, and God's timing is flawless. When nothing goes your way, do not panic. Do not rage, and do not despair. Pray, meditate, trust, work, refine, strengthen, and most importantly, surrender. Surrender your doubts, your plan, your impatience, your frustration, your control. Let God's will flow through you. Let God's plan unfold in you. Let God's timing perfect you. For in surrender, you find peace. In faith, you find power. And in God, you find the impossible becoming reality. The battle is real, the opposition is fierce, and the obstacles are massive. But greater is the God who fights for you than the world that fights against you. Greater is the God who loves you than the fears that threaten you. Greater is the God who ordains your steps than the chaos that surrounds you. When nothing is going your way, remember this: your life is not dictated by circumstance. Your life is determined by God. Your destiny is not delayed by difficulty. Your destiny is delivered by God. Your future is not canceled by challenges. Your future is secured by God. Rise up with unwavering faith. Rise up with unshakable courage. Rise up with a relentless determination. Align your heart with God. Anchor your soul in God. Trust your life with God. The breakthrough is coming. The favor is arriving. The doors are opening. The chains are breaking. The storm is clearing. The impossible is bowing. And when it all comes together, you will look back at every no, every delay, every disappointment, and you will say, God was with me all along. God was preparing me. God was faithful. When nothing is going your way, do not lose hope. Do not give in to despair. Do not allow frustration to dictate your actions. Instead, turn to God with a heart full of expectation. Speak to God with the words of faith. Move with confidence, knowing that the unseen hand of God is working on your behalf. Let patience be your strength. Let perseverance be your weapon. Let trust in God be your shield. The journey may be long. The night may be dark. The obstacles may be many. But your breakthrough is coming. Your victory is assured. Your season of favor is near. When life is at its hardest, God's power is at its strongest. When doors are closed, God's path is clear. When nothing is going your way, it is not the end. It is the beginning of God's miraculous work in your life. Stand firm, trust fully, wait patiently, pray relentlessly, and watch as God transforms your struggle into the greatest testimony of your life. When nothing is going your way, understand this: your frustration is not your enemy. It is the signal that God is at work, reshaping, your mind, refining your heart, and strengthening your spirit. The human eye only sees struggle. The spiritual eye sees preparation. Every setback is a lesson in patience. Every delay is a call to perseverance. And every closed door is an invitation to trust in the unseen power of God. Too often, we measure life by what is visible, by the outcomes we expect, and by the speed at which our desires are fulfilled. But God measures life by the growth, the refinement, and the alignment of your soul with His purpose. When you cannot see a way, God is quietly building a path beneath your feet, a path that no human wisdom could create and no human force could obstruct. Do not be fooled into believing that waiting is weakness. Waiting is the arena where faith is proven and strength is forged. When the world pushes you down, when people turn away, when doors close repeatedly, this is the stage where God is lifting you higher. While others are chasing immediate results, God is preparing a harvest that is eternal, a victory that is lasting, and a destiny that is unshakable. Your impatience may want to rush, your mind may want to rebel, but your spirit must submit. Learn to rejoice in waiting, for the delay is not denial. The delay is divine alignment. God is orchestrating the timing, arranging the circumstances, and aligning the people who will carry your destiny forward. When nothing is going your way, guard your mind and guard your heart. The enemy will whisper lies, urging you to give up, to complain, to blame, and to question God's faithfulness. But the truth is this: God's faithfulness is not dependent on your perception, and God's power is not limited by your circumstances. The storms may rage, the waves may crash, but God's hand is immovable. Every trial is temporary, every struggle is transitional, and every setback is a setup for a comeback. Do not let fear or doubt cloud your vision. Instead, let them drive you closer to God, because it is in the pursuit of God that the impossible begin to take shape. Do this when nothing is going your way. Cultivate a heart of gratitude, even in the smallest things. Gratitude is a spiritual magnet that attracts favor. It is a light that pierces darkness. And it is a voice that declares trust in God when circumstances declare defeat. Thank God for the struggle. For the struggle is evidence that God is preparing you for a level of blessing you have not yet imagined. Thank God for the obstacles. For the obstacles are shaping your character, teaching you resilience, and expanding your capacity. Thank God for the delays. For delays are reminders that God's timing is perfect and His plan is flawless. Gratitude transforms frustration into faith, weakness into strength, and waiting into preparation. Do not allow your heart to be consumed by comparison. Too many fall into the trap of measuring their journey against the success of others, and in doing so, they lose sight of the unique calling God has placed in their lives. Your path is yours alone. Your timing is sacred. Your destiny is unparalleled. When nothing is going your way, it is open because God is preserving you from the distractions, the detours, and the dangers that come from walking someone else's path. Trust that God's design for you is precise, intentional, and unmatched. When you feel hopeless, turn to prayer not as a ritual, but as a conversation, as an intimate exchange with the one who sees all, knows all, and controls all. Pray with expectation, not desperation. Pray with authority, not apology. Pray with a certainty, not doubt. Speak to God as if your breakthrough is already in motion, for faith is not passive, it is active. Faith moves mountains, shifts situations, and releases favor from the invisible realm into the tangible world. Do not pray merely for relief. Pray for strength, clarity, and alignment with God's purpose. Let every word you speak be a declaration that your life is in God's hands and that what seems impossible is already unfolding according to His plan. When nothing is going your way, take an inventory of your life and your heart. Let this season expose what must be released, refined, and renewed. God often uses challenges to reveal hidden pride, unhealed pain, and unaligned priorities. Do not resist this divine introspection. Welcome it. Allow it to purify you. Allow it to sharpen you. Allow it to position you for the breakthroughs that will exceed your imagination. The discomfort you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. The emptiness you sense is not neglect, it is the clearing of space for God to fill your life with His abundance. Do this. Align your actions with God's will. There is no substitute for obedience. When life seems chaotic, when plans fail, and when confusion reigns, obedience becomes your anchor. Obedience is the pathway to clarity, the channel to favor, and the bridge to destiny. God honors those who trust enough to act faithfully even in uncertainty. Small steps in alignment with God's guidance have more power than massive efforts done in self-reliance. When nothing is going your way, do not hesitate to act on God's wisdom, even if the result is unseen or delayed. God is faithful to complete what He begins. Do not underestimate the power of your mindset. The mind is a battlefield. And when nothing goes your way, the battle is often fought in the thoughts you allow to dominate your heart. Fear, frustration, resentment, and doubt are tools of the enemy to distract you from God's purpose. Discipline your mind with God's promises. Fill your thoughts with the truth, with the hope, and with the certainty in God's plan. Speak life into your circumstances. Declare that God is with you, that God's favor surrounds you, and that God's timing is perfect. What your mind believes, your life begins to reflect. Do not let temporary setbacks dictate permanent outcomes. When nothing is going your way, embrace the power of endurance. Endurance is not passive waiting. Endurance is active, persistent faith that refuses to be broken. Endurance sees beyond the storm. Endurance hears the whisper of God in the silence. Endurance continues when the world gives up, when hope fades, and when despair knocks at the door. Endurance is the shield that protects your spirit, the rope that secures your destiny, and the key that unlocks God's promises. Every trial endured with the faith plant seeds of triumph, favor, and glory that will manifest in due time. Do not shy away from humility. Humility is the soil in which God's favor grows. When life refuses to go your way, pride wants to fight, to manipulate, to demand, and to resist. But humility surrenders, trusts, and acknowledges the sovereignty of God. Humility allows God to work powerfully, openly, and miraculously in your life. Do not resist being refined by the invisible hand of God. Do not resist the lessons hidden in hardship. Do not resist the wisdom that comes from submission. Humility turns trials into testimonies, obstacles into opportunities, and waiting into worship. When nothing is going your way, remember that God often works through silence. Silence is not emptiness, it is preparation. Silence is not abandonment, It is presence. Silence is not inactivity. It is strategy. While your eyes search for signs, God is working behind the scenes. While your ears train to hear answers, God is arranging the pieces of your life into perfect alignment. While your heart aches in uncertainty, God is revealing what is necessary for your growth, strength, and ultimate triumph. Do not fear silence. Do not resist waiting. Do not rush the hand of God. Instead, stand firm, trust fully, and watch as the unseen becomes seen, as the impossible becomes possible, and as your life transforms according to God's divine plan. When nothing is going your way, take courage in knowing that setbacks are not the end of your story. They are the prelude to your miracle. The world may mock your persistence, ridicule your faith, and question your direction, but God is with you. God is for you. God is orchestrating a level of breakthrough that no human eye has imagined, no human heart has anticipated, and no human effort could achieve. Your struggle is temporary, your waiting is purposeful, and your breakthrough is certain. Do this. Stand unshakable, speak boldly, act faithfully, trust completely. Let every moment of difficulty draw you closer to God. Let every moment of frustration strengthen your resolve, and let every moment of delay increase your faith. The storms will pass, the darkness will lift, and the impossible will bow. God is moving, God is working, and God is faithful to complete every promise spoken over your life. When nothing is going your way, do not mistake resistance for rejection. The obstacles before you are not signs that God has turned his back. They are signs that God is at work, testing your resolve, strengthening your spirit, and teaching you lessons that only struggle can impart. Life is not about ease, it is about purpose, and purpose is forged in fire. Understand that every challenge, every delay, and every closed door is an opportunity to draw closer to God, to discover your inner strengths, and to awaken the courage that lie dormant until it is called forth by trial. Those who succeed quickly often crumble under pressure, but those who endure through the storm, those who stand unshakable in faith, will find that God's favor arrives in ways far greater than they could have imagined. Do this when nothing is going your way. Turn inward and examine your heart. God often allows struggle to reveal what is hidden within pride, fear, resentment, impatience. Do not resist this divine introspection. Embrace it. Let it refine you. Let it prepare you to receive the blessings that God has reserved for your life. You cannot fully walk in God's favor with a heart cluttered by doubt or bitterness. Every difficulty is a mirror showing where faith must grow stronger, where patience must be deeper, and where trust must be absolute. Do not despise the reflection. Cherish it, for it is God's way of preparing you for the greatness that is coming. When life refuses to cooperate, when doors close repeatedly, and when circumstances seem unfair, take deliberate action. Worship through your struggle. Praise God even when it is difficult. Speak words of faith even when your heart wants to complain. Declare the goodness of God even when your situation appears contrary. Praise is not just an expression of gratitude, it is a weapon, a spiritual signal that aligns you with God's power. The sound of praise rises above doubt, cuts through darkness, and opens the channels through which God moves. When everything is against you, your voice of faith can shift the invisible forces in your favor. Do not let comparison steal your peace. The success of others is not your standard. And the timing of others is not your measure. God's plan is precise, individual, and unmatched. When nothing seems to go your way, it is often because God is protecting you from paths that are not meant for you, from people who would delay your destiny, and from blessings that are not yet ripe. The delay is not denial, it is divine protection. Trust that God sees what you cannot see. Trust that God knows what you cannot comprehend. Trust that God is orchestrating your life with wisdom beyond your understanding. When despair whispers lies in your ear, remind yourself of the power of God. God's strength is made perfect in weakness, and His favor is revealed in adversity. The times when you feel most powerless are often the times when God is about to display His power most profoundly. Do not allow temporary setbacks to dictate permanent outcomes. Your struggle is not the end of the story, it is the prelude to the miracle. Do not surrender to hopelessness, surrender to God. Do not give in to fear, give in to faith. The impossible is not beyond God, it is a canvas for God's greatness. When nothing is going your way, embrace the discipline of consistent prayer. Pray not only for relief, but for understanding, for strength, for clarity, and for alignment with God's will. Let your prayers rise not from desperation, but from expectation. Speak boldly, even when the path is unclear, for your words of faith carry authority. Do not pray only in moments of crisis. Pray in waiting, in silence, and in stillness. Prayer is not a petition. It is a partnership with God. Through prayer, you align your heart with the divine strategy, and your spirit becomes receptive to the solutions, opportunities, and favor that God is sending. When frustration tempts you to give up, remind yourself that patience is not passive. Patience is a form of strength, an act of faith, and a weapon against despair. God's timing is never early and never late. It is perfect. Every delay is a chance for preparation. Every obstacle is an invitation to endurance. Every closed door is a signal that something better is waiting. Do not rush. Do not manipulate. Do not force what God is orchestrating naturally. Let God's timing guide your steps, for when God opens the door, it will be a door of opportunity, abundance, and divine favor that no human hand can replicate. When nothing is going your way, examine your focus. Are you looking at what you have lost, or are you looking at God? Are you consumed by circumstance, or are you anchored in faith? The human eye sees only struggle. The spiritual eye sees the unseen hand of God. Train your mind to see beyond difficulty. Condition your heart to hear beyond silence. Fix your eyes on God, and suddenly the mountains that seemed impossible begin to move. The battle is real, but the victory is already assured by God's sovereignty. Do not despise the lessons hidden in struggle. God often hides the greatest blessings inside the hardest challenges. What feels like a failure today may be the foundation of your success tomorrow. What feels like a rejection today may be the channel through which God directs favor into your life. What feels like a setback today may be the positioning you need for your ultimate triumph. Your task is not to understand everything now, but to trust God, act faithfully, and endure with hope. In time, the purpose behind every challenge will be revealed, and you will see that God was moving all along, even when nothing seemed to go right. When nothing is going your way, cultivate resilience. Resilience is the ability to rise after falling, to continue when tired, and to persist when discouraged. Resilience is not built in comfort, it is forged in adversity. The storms, the trials, and the unexpected obstacles are not enemies, they are mentors, teachers, and divine instruments shaping you into a vessel capable of carrying God's favor. Do not waste your energy lamenting the struggle. Invest it in growing stronger, wiser, and more aligned with God. The one who endures faithfully in darkness will shine brilliantly in the light of God's breakthrough. Do this. Focus on gratitude, faith, patience, prayer, and obedience. These are not simple virtues, they are spiritual weapons. Gratitude opens channels of favor. Faith moves mountains. Patience aligns you with God's timing. Prayer connects you with the divine wisdom. Obedience invites blessings that cannot be earned by effort alone. When these 5 are cultivated in your life, setbacks no longer have the power to discourage you. Delays no longer have the power to frustrate you. Resistance no longer have the power to derail you. God becomes your shield, your guide, your power, and your victory. When nothing is going your way, remember that storms are temporary, but God is eternal. Obstacles will pass, but God's favor endures. Night may seem long, but God's light is ever present. The difficulty you face today is a moment in time, but God's plan for your life stretches beyond imagination. Do not let temporary pain blind you to eternal purpose. Do not let fleeting setbacks obscure the vision God has placed in your heart. Do not let short-term trials erase the hope of long-term triumph. Trust, because God's hand is moving. Wait, because God's timing is perfect. Pray, because God is listening. And act, because God is empowering. When nothing is going your way, stand firm. Declare God's promises over your life. Speak life into your circumstances. Refuse to let fear, doubt, or frustration dictate your actions. The situation may appear hopeless, but with God, hope is infinite. The path may seem blocked, but with God, doors will open. The struggle may feel heavy, but with God, you are stronger than any challenge. Every setback, every delay, every difficulty is a stepping stone, a setup, a signal that God is arranging something extraordinary for your life. When nothing is going your way, remember this above all: God has not abandoned you. Every closed door, every setback, every moment of struggle is a part of a divine design far greater than you can see. What feels like a delay is a preparation. What feels like failure is refinement. What feels like despair is the soil from which your breakthrough will grow. Stand unshakable, trust fully, and surrender completely to God, for His timing is perfect. His plan is flawless, and His power is unstoppable. Do not allow the pressures of life to cloud your faith or distort your vision. The storms you face are temporary, but the lessons you learn, the strengths you gain, and the character God is building in you are eternal. Let patience guide you, let prayer sustain you, and let obedience align you with God's purpose. Through faith, endurance, and trust, you will see the impossible made possible, the unseen become visible, and your life transformed into a testimony of God's greatness. Your struggles today are the seeds of your triumph tomorrow. Your waiting is not in vain. It is the preparation for a life filled with the divine favor, unshakable peace, and extraordinary purpose. When nothing is going your way, do not panic, do not despair, and do not question God's power. Instead, stand firm in faith. Move forward in obedience and trust that God is turning every obstacle into an opportunity, every delay into a divine alignment, and every difficulty into a platform for glory. Hold on, persevere, and believe without wavering. The breakthrough is coming. The doors are opening. The blessings are flowing. The victory is yours because God is faithful. God is mighty. And God's plan for your life cannot fail.